Hi, and welcome back to the Texas Tech Podcast. Well, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from making a difference in this world, and that is what I can only hope I'm doing from talking to you lovely people. I'm Kendall Dushek, and you're listening to my podcast, where we discuss sensitive topics, who's affected by them. Today, we are focusing on the sexual abuse cases in the Catholic Church, and one specific stakeholder that makes all the difference, the parents. So, in recent years, several issues have been arisen from the Catholic faith concerning sexual abuse scandals between priests and young Catholic children. These cases have been covered up, thrown away, or kept under wraps by several dioceses across the world. The Catholic faith is the largest denomination of Christianity in the world, and near half of the believers have fallen away from the faith due to many sexual abuse cases being revealed after years of cover-up. There are many stakeholders that play a crucial role in the scandals, including but not limited to the priests that are there to keep the faith in the congregation, Catholic children who are learning the importance of their faith, the parents who want the best for their family, and the converters to Catholic from other religion. These stakeholders are the base of the Catholic religion, and without them, the faith would crumble. Any parent that I've met, especially ones with a strong religious base, such as my parents myself, are very protective of their children and will do anything to make sure they are safe. Personally, all that my parents have done for me, they've sent me to Catholic school, I've gotten my first communion, my confirmation. They have made sure that my religious base is so strong that it is unreal, and they would never think twice about these sexual abuse scandals because my community personally feels safe. But not all parents think that. After hearing about the sexual abuse cases from the priest, whether it be in their own community or not, was enough for some of the parents to decide that they need to strip their kids away from the church. And that means they strip their kids from religion. They have no faith to hold on to anymore. They don't know what they're growing up to be. They don't know what's going to happen afterwards. What are they living for? Just to live? That can cause some serious problems with these kids. For kids, though, having something to hold on to, just like I said, such as faith, as they go through so many changes in life, it's what keeps them from falling apart. They don't have anything to hold on to if there is no faith. When the parents take the initiative in the child's belief, it destroys the child. Maybe not physically, but mentally. I mean, they go to school and they live their life as it is, but they have nothing to look forward to on Sundays. They have no community in the church. They don't know what a good group of people looks like. Sure, they may hang around with good people. They may see them every now and then, but it's not one whole group, one great community that molds you. It molded me. I mean, I have never been so religious in my life since 3 years ago. And that's all because my parents saw these Catholic abuse scandals, and they decided that it's not everyone. It's not everyone that does it. You have to know your priest. And if you think that he's harming your child, yeah, you're going to take him away. Take your kid to another. It's not all the communities. You know, you have to take them to new places, explore new ranges, or else they're not going to know any better than all Catholic priests are bad. Now, even though I may not be a parent myself, I look up to my parents and I see what they do is the best for me. And I learn from them. I'm only 19, but it doesn't mean I'm not an adult. It doesn't mean I don't look at little kids and want what's best for them. I have a younger sister, and even though she's only 5 years younger than me, which is still a nice gap, she's a teenager now, and she's at high risk of being raped, possibly, seen differently. Her body's changing, and that goes for all young men and women out there who are changing, and And these priests, even though they are mostly going for young children, it's terrifying. And I get that. But it cannot be the parent's choice. It cannot be your choice to take your kid away. You have to talk to them. You can't just decide what's good for them every time. And I understand when you think you know, and you probably do know what is best for them. But it's not taking their faith away. It's not. And these priests, some of them are bad, but the community I grew up in, all I looked up to was my priest, my father, and the deacon that sat right next to him, both males. And I was an altar server from 3rd grade until my senior year. I was an altar server, and I sat right next to them the whole time. And they never did anything to me. They never had any sort of advances toward me. I would have never thought that they, wanted to do anything, because they didn't, because my community was good. It's not all communities, and you have to wrap that around your head. And even if you don't want to be Catholic anymore, that's fine. But you can't take the kids' faith away completely. Become a Baptist, become a Lutheran, become a Buddhist. But without that faith, the kids are going to grow up thinking that they're not going anywhere in life. That after life, there's nothing. So they can do whatever they want. If they go to jail, it doesn't matter. I'm just only here for a short time, I'm not here for a long time. So I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And that creates a bad community outside of the church. All these people are growing up thinking it's okay to do whatever, to talk bad to everyone. I mean, it was my church experience that taught me how to be a young woman, how to talk to adults, how to communicate, how to be polite. And you need that in your everyday life, not just in a church, but you need that when you go to work. You need to know how to be polite. And the parents making that decision and taking them away from the faith, it strips the kids of more than just faith. They don't know how to grow up. They don't know what they're supposed to act like. And yeah, I know the parents can still teach you that. I mean, you can teach them that, and it's not hard. But if they don't see it from other people besides their parents, they're not going to understand. Because most kids, and I talk from experience, but most kids just think their parents not want them to be safe per se, but they don't want them to have fun. That's what it is, and that's what I grew up thinking a lot. Like, I had a curfew every night at 10 o'clock, and I was like, oh, they just don't want me having any fun. I was always the first one to leave. But it's because they were teaching me how to set a self-alarm, how to understand when it's time to stop having fun and to get serious, and to, set down my goals. Because if I stayed up past 12 o'clock every night, I wouldn't want to do anything the next morning. And my goal ultimately was to every Sunday wake up at 7 in the morning, go to church. And that's what not staying late set me out to do. And I had a great time at my church. Every day I learned something new with their homily. And these cases are bad. I'm not gonna lie. What the priests did, what the deacons did, what even the cardinals would do, it's terrible. It's terrifying. And you can never imagine a child having to go through something like that and living with that. I mean, it's been proven that they have PTSD. All these kids have PTSD from it. And I understand why the parents want to take them away, but you can't strip their whole faith. You can't do it. It's just not right. It doesn't give them anything to hold on to. And I know you want your kids to grow up being the best they can be, being beautiful young children. And without faith, that's just not going to